it's interesting too. I was watching the Nick Diaz clip, about him wanting to fight and seeing people's comments too, and it's kind of like it goes back to what we were talking about. A lot of these fighters is like, um, Nick almost is like, I don't want to see Nick fight no more.
I'm over it.
I mean, it's not even over, bro. It's just almost like, okay, what's the next stage of your career? What's the next stage of this? You're
Hmm.
chasing Conor McGregor. You're chasing these. You're
Oh,
this.
Nick or Nate?
Was it Nate? I thought it was
I think
Nick.
it was Nate.
Nick's the older one, right?
Nick's the older one.
But Nick was the one you had the video of last time.
Yeah,
Nate was on the podcast saying that. But I mean, okay, so where are you at with Nate?
I'll watch him.
See, but I mean, but what are we doing it for though?
Not
Is
much.
is he making another run?
No.
I mean, so like it's almost like, okay, Ian Gary right now and Joaquin Buckley right now, they have this window, right?
Hmm.
A window to shine. Nate's window's done closed. You had all your moments to shine. All that light was on you.
He's only got a
And
couple fights to return to, like the McGregor one or something like that. He's only got a couple.
even if you told me, oh, him and Greg are gonna be lining up, cool. I'm not excited.
Okay, let me throw you something that's gonna sound crazy.
Okay.
Justin Gaethje versus Nate Diaz.
I could care less about it.
I think Nate Diaz might beat Gaethje.
Maybe he does. Then what are we doing? Is Nate going on a title run now? Is he now getting ranked? Is he
Well, he
now?
might if that happens, but no, there's not much to it. There's not much to it. But here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Maybe you got to realize about Nate, because then you'll understand my perspective a little bit. Nate's a guy like title contention. That ain't Nate. He's like in his own league. So it's just you only watch Nate for like the fights.
But
You
look at
don't you
Nate.
don't watch him to invest in like his title run or anything like that. Never.
But Nate's 40 now.
Old.
How old is Donald Cerrone?
I don't know, around there. Older
Right?
probably.
Alexa's not gonna get this right. Hold
Yeah,
on.
she's not gonna get that right.
Alexa, how old is Donald Cerrone?
Donald Cerrone is 42 years old.
Okay,
Damn,
so
she
he's a
got it. Okay.
hey, you're 1 for 5,
Yeah.
bitch. um, so I mean, he's a couple years older, but that goes with Nate. It's like we're on the back nine here.
Hmm.
As fans, it's like what else are we doing with your life? You know what I mean? Like let's what is next though in your career?
Right.
Because we're still chasing these. Goes back to the conversation we had about all these other guys.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to see it. I don't want to see him get damaged. I don't need to see him fight anymore. He had his shine. I was just watching. Have you seen that the 100 foot wave on HBO? Did I bring that up to you yet?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
No surfers though.
Yeah.
So there's in off the beach of Portugal. It's an HBO documentary where there's a
Hmm.
100 foot wave. Garrett McCannarin, I forgot his name. He's a really like a legend. McInerney, McNamara. You ever heard of him?
Nakamura? No, never heard of
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
one of the best, big wave surfers in the world.
Okay.
Legend, top 10. But he's already like 45, 50. He has multiple concussions. The young guys are out there, hitting the waves, and his wife's like, "What is it going to take? Where your kids don't even have a father anymore?" It's
Mm,
the same. It's a different world, but same conversation. What is he chasing?
yeah.
He thought he had his family. What did we were talking about last week? Happiness. Him having his two girls and raising his daughter doesn't fulfill him.
No.
But chasing that one last 100 foot wave, that's what he keeps chasing. But you got to get to a point in your career where it's like, I've done as much as I can, and I got to ride off on the sunset. I got to find happiness within me and peace
Hmm.
and with your family. Maybe it's teaching other people. Maybe even with these fighters. Maybe it's helping these next wave because then you're still at least in the sport.
Hmm.
Maybe it's that, but a lot of these guys in multiple areas of different sports. I'm bringing up surfing.
Yeah.
That's just dangerous, bro. 100 foot wave. The one of the guys had just died out there too, who was another legend.
Hmm.
You would think a legend goes out there, and the undertow took him, bro, and fucking he never was able to catch it.
Yeah. That I think that's like on a case by case basis. I wouldn't even say it's like I guess financial because I know Nate Diaz is well off. I think you just got to focus on like what you
It is
can do
case by case,
after
yeah.
fighting.
Yeah,
And some
yeah.
guys I think maybe like you're saying, you don't get fulfilled being at home, which I can kind of relate to that. Like I don't think I'm like, not to say I'm not going to be a family man, but like I don't know like how much like fun I will have just like being with like, like in a
Like you're
hypothetical of retiring from the UFC aspect, right? If I had nothing else to do, just retire from the UFC at like 35, 40, and then just like kick it with my wife and kids all day, every day. Like I don't know how happy I would be.
But yeah, but that's why you still have to you find other areas of your life
That's what
that
they got to find. They got to set that up after the UFC. Like, what can you do? Like how Rampage Jackson's been podcasting.
yeah, and even Rampage said, "I wish I would have done this before because he has such a personality."
Yeah, Bisping in DC, commentating.
Because you have to understand, you're not gonna. Michael Jordan didn't do it forever. Kobe
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it forever. You have a shelf life of where your greatness you're gonna peak at. You ever watch it Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No.
All right, well, there's an episode where he goes, "You're peaked." He goes, "I haven't begun to peak," and that's a lot of these fighters.
Yeah, they think they're just getting started.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got another run in me, bro.
Gilbert
'Cause you
Burns before he lost, you know what I mean, was like that.
because you're competitive, right? And you
Mm-hmm.
still want to be able to prove to yourself that you could do it at the highest level. Like you said, every situation's different. It could be money, your identity. If that's all you identify towards, like I'm a fighter, I don't know what else to do. Like what else do I do now? That's
Yeah.
that's your whole identity. I'm a dad, but that's not my identity, but that's where I think too, a lot of these guys, I think if they open up a gym, they're able to maybe release some of that energy back into helping another generation grow up, and then you can
Yeah.
still make a business out of it. You
Definitely
still,
business is probably the best way to move on to that next venture of your life. If
yeah.
you're in the
Because then
UFC.
here's my thing is, bro. Then what we see is we see these guys go into these other organizations that aren't the highest level, and I'm like, I don't need to see you in this other organization. Honestly, I don't.
Right.